In this video, we're going to be drawing a cartoon turkey, and we're going to start with the very basic shapes of circles. We're going to overlap a couple circles, and then we're going to change those circles into the object of the turkey. I'll show you how to add some depth and dimension and how to get your own style in there. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, to start with, we're going to just draw the very basic shapes that we see, and we're going to do it kind of light. So I'm going to hold my pencil a little further back, and I'm going to just draw a circle for the body. And you can see I'm going around several times, just to kind of get my circle shape. I'm keeping it nice and loose, and then I want a circle shape for where the feathers are going to be. It's just going to be a guideline, and I want it to overlap. So I'm going to do a bigger circle about right here. All right, and then we're going to put another circle here. This is going to be the head, or an oval, I guess. We'll do the oval here, make more of a skinny head. And that's the basic shapes that we're going to start with. So let's go ahead and change these shapes into an object. And this time I'm holding my pencil a little bit closer up, and I'm going to just start with the head here. And I want it to be a nice skinny head and to come out into the body this way. And we're going to put a couple wings on it. So I'm just creating a nice triangular shape on both sides, and I'm going to have it come out a little bit from that circle that I drew. And then on this one, I did draw a circle. I want to flatten the bottom part of the circle. So I'm going to flatten that bottom part and blend it up towards the wing area. And then we're going to put a beak on here. So just a triangle with a rounded top. We'll put the little wattle here. And we're going to put a couple eyes here. And we can put a little tuft of hair. And you're going to see, you see this big circle. You're probably wondering, why did I do a big circle? But basically, it's my guideline to getting the feathers and making them look centered. So I'm going to put a dot about right here. And that's going to be my guideline for where the feathers are going to. So from this point outward, what I want to do is I want to create these light, nice, kind of like a slice of pizza, but it's going to be curved triangles. So I'm going from the same point out, and these are going to be my feathers. And then what I want to do is have a space between each one. So there'll be another line there, and then I'm going to follow the curved line, and then I'm going to go back to this dotted line. Then I'm going to do another one, and we're going to work all the way around till we have all the feathers in. And by doing that dotted line, that just helps us make the feathers more even. So here I'm going to go ahead and do another line, cover. We're going to cover up the entire back where these feathers should be. I'm drawing darker than I normally would just so that you can see it. And don't worry about it if your feathers are one's a little thicker than the other. It's not a big deal. But just try to aim it back to the center section the best that you can. We're basically going to get these shapes in, put a few lines in where the designs are going to be on the turkey, and then we'll do some erasing and refine it a little bit. Okay, so we've got that. Now, another thing that we can do is we can make another guideline. So I'm going to do another circle or oval inside this, and that's going to give me a guideline. And that guideline is going to help me put some design on. So I'm going to put a curved line here, and I'll work my way all the way around. And that's going to give me a little bit of variety in the feathers, little interest. And I'm pulling my curved line a little bit out because it looks like it was too close on that side. And I'm going to make another band, so I'm creating a little band here. So if you decide you want to color it, you can make this be one color and this another color. Okay, and we're going to just put a nice line, light line, in the center of each section just to give it a little bit of depth, and we'll do a little shading on it to show you how we can make it look like it's not so flat. But these are just our guidelines. So I'm going to turn my paper just to get the last ones in here. And we're going to put some legs on, and I'm going to give them some nice, skinny, funny little legs with big feet. So make them nice and skinny. And we're going to give them some big feet. So if you're doing a cartoon, remembering just exaggerating things and being silly, it makes it more fun. So just because of the way the legs are going into the body, I want to create a little bit of that fluff that's around the top of their legs. So I'm going to pull this down and do just a little dip down over the top of the legs. And then I'm going to erase what's on the inside, and that will help create that body a little bit more interesting there. And now let's go ahead and just erase any lines that we don't need, and we're going to lighten the outside edges a little bit because we're going to put a little bit of a design on them as well. So I'm lightening them just a little bit, and I'm going to erase any lines that I don't need anymore. Inside the turkey, on its face, wherever I don't need it, we'll go ahead and get rid of those lines. And get rid of the crumbs there. Oh, I guess we don't need this dot here either, so we'll get rid of that as well. All right, let's go ahead and get a little bit of more design in here. So we did a circle, and we used that as our guideline, but now we're going to kind of go up and come to a point in the center, just to make it even a little more interesting. So I'm just kind of coming up to a point, following that line and coming up to a point. So oftentimes the lines that you draw are by guidelines, and they're not going to stick around. They're just helping you to get your object in. Do that one again here. There we go. And remember, it's just a piece of paper. It's just a pencil. We can erase it if we need to. We're just kind of playing with it and seeing what we can do to make it look interesting and fun. So I'm looking at this, and I'm going to put some nice sharp edges with my pencil. If I rotate my pencil a little bit, I get a nicer edge. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my pencil a little bit and press a little bit harder. And we're going to put a second triangle behind the first one. So it looks like his mouth is open. And I want to create a little bit more interest on this part. I just drew the basic shape here. So let's give it a little bit of variation at the very bottom area. So you're going to just vary it a little bit and then curve up. And you can also have some loose little feathers hanging out if you want as well. And I'm going to darken the eyes, and I'm going to put a little white reflection on it, so it looks like someone's home there. Just for fun, I'm going to even give him some eyebrows. All right, we're going to give him some loose feathers down here. And I'm going to just use my pencil from a distance, and I'm going to put a little shading on it. So basically what I want to do is I want to create a little bit of value change. I want there to be a little shadow shape under the edge of the wings. So I'm just going to shade just a little bit, just to give it some depth and look like the wings lifting up a little bit on both sides. I'm going to put a little bit of shadow at the top of the legs because the fur or the feathers there are shading it a little bit. And I can even put a little bit of shading on this area if I want to, or I can decide where my light source is and just create a little bit of shading on one side of the neck, just to show the light source. And then we also want to put a little bit of ground here, so we want it to show that he's standing on something. We're going to put a little bit of ground here. And we're going to create some texture on his legs. So I'm going to turn my paper just a little bit, and if I do a stripe straight across, look at how flat that looks. So we don't want it to be flat, so we're going to make our stripes be a slight curve. So we're going to just do some curves and give the legs some texture and round them in the process by putting curved lines. And you can work your way all the way down onto the feet. I'm just getting some textures. So this is just a silly cartoon turkey, but it's quite easy to draw. You can continue however you want. If you want to finish it with pen and ink, you could. You could do it with pencil and just shade it. You could watercolor it or color it, anything you want. But there you go. You have yourself a turkey. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe below, and we'll see you next time. If you want to refine your drawing, check out our 3 drawing courses. The first one is the 30-day drawing streak, and the entire purpose of this course is to get into the habit of drawing daily. You'll receive a new video every single day, so if you only have 10 or 20 minutes every day, this is a perfect course. I've used this with my students, and many of them have done it several times just to get into that habit of consistent drawing. The second course is the Drawing Starter Pack. The purpose of this course is to give you a solid foundation in drawing. In this course, I'll teach you how to see like an artist sees and how to simplify the process of drawing by breaking it down into simple steps. You'll learn how to use the grid method. You'll learn about sketch 1, 2, 3, and you'll learn how to see negative space to help you improve your drawing accuracy. This is a great course for those that don't have much experience in drawing at all. And the third drawing course is the Drawing Lab. This is the ultimate drawing course. In this course, we'll go deeper into learning how to improve your drawing accuracy and how to gain your own drawing style. In this course, we'll talk about a variety of different techniques from plumb lines and plumb angles, the envelope method, negative space, to a variety of different tools that will help you improve your drawing skills. This course also includes the 30-day drawing streak and the Drawing Starter Pack, along with any other drawing courses that we add. This course is everything that I wished I would have known when I was trying to learn to draw. So if you're serious about drawing, this is the perfect course for you. Check out the link below to learn about their drawing courses, and I hope to see you inside.